So, welcome back to day 14 of Mindful Moms Make Christmas Magic. I'm Anne, and I'm here with Michelle, of course. And we're very happy to see you back. And this is a bit of a big topic, I feel, that I took on to talk about because it is definitely full of challenges. So, how to speak to your family or your partner so that you can get the support that you need during the Christmas season. And I definitely have loads of experiences around that area in terms of the struggle, because I used to be very much in the mindset of I can do it all. I'm a strong woman. I do not need help. Help makes me look weak. So I had to unpack that a little bit. And once I unpacked that, I obviously had to learn how to ask for help, which was not easy because it was something that I didn't do. So I learned that. And with that, I obviously experienced some resistance because, as you can imagine, when you live in a family or in a relationship where you never ask for help and suddenly you kind of saying, oh, can you do this for me or can you do that for me? It doesn't always go down well. And so I think communication in relationships and in families in general is super, super important. And unfortunately, we make quite a lot of mistakes. And one of the big mistakes I used to make, and I still sometimes make because it's somehow this not natural tendency to do, is that we go in with, you didn't do this. You didn't tidy up the kitchen, or I told you to do that and you didn't do it. Or it's always about pointing out to the other person what they didn't do or what they did wrong. But we need to reverse that. We need to change that to an I statement. So I feel disappointed that I told you to do that, but you didn't do that for me. It's about my feeling towards it, not necessarily just pointing the finger. So that's a big one that I noticed is powerful, but quite difficult to do. Another thing a lot of women do is we're not quite specific. We tell we need help with in the kitchen, but what exactly? There's so many things our partner, our kids, our family could help, but what exactly? And something that I started doing, especially with my older boy, is to kind of really make him a team member. And I think you can probably speak on that a little bit as well, because you had this lovely post the other day of making your family a team member, but really sharing your goal with them and making sure they understand why things are important and why there are steps in certain things that lead to an outcome that is good for the whole family, so that they are really on the same page and that they are willing to support you, really. And the other thing is to just praise them. I mean, my husband is one of those. He needs praise 24/7. So that's what I've got to give him. And it's not easy because I'm not that kind of person who does that naturally, but I recognize he needs it. For him, it's important. So I'll start off by, I saw you do that, you did that, or I appreciate you cooked lunch on Sunday, but I think we also need to prepare for Monday and Tuesday, or whatever it is, like open with that positive statement of, I see you, I noticed that you did something for me. And if things don't get done, don't make it a personal statement. Don't turn it into, he doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't do the groceries because it's more important for him to watch football and he doesn't love me enough to do that for me. Sometimes we get into this like thought spiral where we like, he doesn't do it because I'm not important enough for him, or things like that. So I think this is like the main mistakes I have been making, and I know a lot of people in general make when they communicate. But once we figure those things out, it's much easier to ask for help and to also get the help that we need. So yeah, I'm wondering, Michelle, what do you feel about how do you feel about this topic?
Well, it's a powerful topic. It really is, and I agree with everything you said completely. And it is very much about a team environment. Like my husband and I, we encourage team play at home, and we've always said that without us being able to communicate, we there isn't a family. Um, by living by this mantra, it means that we've somehow found a way to talk to each other and figure things out. And taking responsibility for how I feel has been an absolute game changer for me. um and I don't always get it right, like, hands up, it's a constant learning journey, and the challenges are constantly changing as well. The goalposts are constantly moving, and like, my husband's needs, my children's needs, they are constantly changing on a day-to-day basis, depending on their energy levels, their stress levels, what's going on for them at work and school and everything. And we talked in our last video about energy and time management. But yeah, taking responsibility for how I'm feeling is, as I said, it's been a game changer. So like, what have I done that's made me feel like this about them? Or why can't I ask for the support that I need? Like, why am I feeling like I need this support? Why am I feeling like I can't ask for support? I'm trying to think of some specific examples, but they've completely gone from my head now. But hopefully you kind of get the idea. That yeah, it's taking responsibility for myself, and that way you're not actually putting any blame on anybody. It's not their fault that they've reacted in a certain way, because they're only doing what what they feel is right in the moment, or
Yeah.
whatever. But I was like you, and I always used to think that all the preparation had to be done by me.
Mhm.
I had to be like the perfect wife and the perfect daughter-in-law, and everything had to be perfect at Christmas time and all the time. um Gary was my husband. Gary, he was working full time. I was working full time at the time as well. And then we had our eldest son, and I was still working part time, but I was still working, and things got unmanageable for me, especially when I was then expecting our second son. So Gary actually stepped in, and I realized for the first time how much he actually loves prepping for Christmas,
Mm.
how much he loves being involved in the preparation. And it turns out that I had inadvertently kind of made him feel unworthy of helping, and like, I didn't want him to be involved, and that was obviously was never my intention. So since then, I mean, this has been a few years now. Since then, we've done all the shopping together. We've done all the wrapping together. Um, he does tend to do the food shopping late at night, and I'll stay at home wrapping and, like, obviously looking after the boys. We'll do the cooking together and the preparation together, and you know what? It's so much more fun.
Yeah,
So much
exactly.
more fun when it's all shared, and we're all as acting as a team. And yeah, and then we're managing the boys' expectations as we go as well, on what's happening. And then we find that when we do that, they don't do so much wrong, if that makes sense. They they're all part of it, and they're getting involved, and there isn't so much disappointment about, oh, but why hasn't he done that, or
Yeah, exactly.
um
And also a bit more appreciation maybe for the work that
yeah,
we've done. Like in one of the interview conversations, I said my mom would always be quite frustrated after cooking all day. And but I think when you involve them into the process, they see how much work and love and attention and effort goes into it, and they appreciate it much more. And I think especially as a mom of boys, I want them to learn that. I mean, I'm really quite adamant, like even if they don't really have an interest, luckily they are interested in food and that kind of thing, but I want them to be part of that process so that it's not just a woman's job for the
yeah,
next generation. I mean,
definitely.
this is quite a strong one for me, where
Yeah,
they've got to just find some job they have to do. And yeah.
yeah. I think like, for my boys, because they're 10 and 6, the youngest is still very keen on helping and getting involved. The eldest would rather, he's at a point now where he'd rather sit on his tablet and play on the PlayStation. So he does take a little bit of coaxing to get involved, but once he gets involved, he really enjoys it. um you know, there's nothing we love more in our household than putting some music on and, you know, making it all fun, and you know, having a bit of
Yeah,
a dance and a laugh as we go. And yeah, it's good fun.
I love that. So yeah, everyone, for Christmas, get your team together, put everyone on the to-do task list and give them a job to do,
Yeah.
and get things done together. I think this is super important. And yeah, if you have any comments on today's topic, leave them in the Facebook group. Watch out for the self-love ritual. And of course, don't forget that when you comment, you enter into the prize draw that we're going to announce on the celebration, Christmas celebration on the 22nd of December. All right. Well, thank you for today, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. Bye.